everyone, welcome back to another round of TBR Star Hop to choose which books I'm going to read for the month of July. I'm going to be honest with you, June flew by for me. I was so busy. I had so many things going on. I don't know why I just talked like that, but it was just a crazy month for me in general, and I felt like it just flew past. I can't believe we are so close to July. I actually am filming this a couple days early, which I don't usually do when I have such a big TBR, but when we get into me reviewing how I did for the month of June, you will understand why. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's jump into how I did for the month of June. Okay, here is my stack of books from June, but there were so many that I did not own, so I will be reading off of that like after we get through the list of the ones that I do own, and we'll see if I can remember what the prompts were. Probably not. So we had Warbreaker for a paperback, which I did read. I have the book that my niece sent me for our monthly book exchange called The Princess and the Goblin, which I did not read. You will notice a pattern from here on out. We have The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which was for a book 390 to 420 pages. I did not read that. The Hollow Places, which was for a book box, like my Patreons voted for it. That was the one they voted on, was The Hollow Places. I have not read that yet, but I'm planning to read it this weekend. A Pirate's Life for Tea, which was a wormhole pick. I did not read that one. Child of the Prophecy, which I think was a simple cover. Plain cover. I did not read that one. The Way of Kings, which was, oh my gosh, this is so bad. I do not know anything. It was for a book with foiling. I did not read that one either. And now let's talk about the books that I don't own. Gleam for a black hole book. I did not read that one. Shatter Me for an animal on the cover. Did not read that one. Into the Wind-Racked Wilds for a black hole book. Did not read that one. Unravel Me for a POC author. Didn't read it. Ascender for a black hole book. Did not read it. Ignite Me for a unique magic system. I did not read that. Now, flipping the page, there were so many books. Destroy Me for a book that ends in an odd page number. Did not read that one. And Fracture Me, which was my spinner wheel pick. I believe it was a free pick. I did not read that one either. So I clearly failed. I did not do very well. I read one book from this TBR. It's pretty bad. It is pretty bad, but you know what? It's okay. I've accepted it, and we are going to move on. We are obviously going to be putting another black hole on the board, and I'm just hoping that it's a little bit nicer to me, but July should be a little bit of a better month for me. I am going to be going on a really quick road trip, so I will be driving a bit. I can get some reading in then, and I will have a few days that are kind of like in between when my preceptor gets back from her vacation, so I'll have a few more days off in July than I will definitely moving forward. So July is probably going to be my month that I can get the most reading in. So if it's a little mean to me, I'm okay with it. But I don't think I could do this month again, no matter how no matter how open my month is with grad school going on, is just not possible. So let's see where that new black hole is going to go on the board. Okay, so I just get a random number generator. I really just Google it, and then I do a book or from 1 to 34 for places on the board. Obviously, I want a smaller number. I mean, 1 would be ideal, because then I would never hit it and it would never be a problem, but that would just be too nice. So let's see what we get. 6. You know, that is actually a great number. I love that. I think that is a really good pick. I think it's not too far, so if I do hit it, I won't be going back too far. I won't be too mad about it. I think this is actually a really good start. I'm hoping this is a good sign that this month is going to be better. Okay. 6. This is not a bad spot for it to be. It definitely could be worse. Here we go. A 9. Lovely. This is a great way to start the game. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Beautiful. Perfect. Love it. What is our prompt? A book that has a prologue. I think that should be doable. I have some of those. Okay, our first prompt is a son. The prompt has a prologue, and for this I will be putting on The Alloy of Law by Brandon Sanderson. This is his first book in the Second Era Mistborn series, and this one is set 300 years after the original Mistborn trilogy. This is the book that I am going to be reading with my Patreons for kind of like Cosmere read along. This is the book for the month of July, and I'm really looking forward to rereading this series. I read it initially like a long time ago, right before The Lost Metal came out, and then I reread it for The Lost Metal, but I feel like I know so much more now after having read all of Stormlight that this is going to be a really interesting reread for me. And I don't love the setting of this one as much as I love the original Mistborn. We are kind of in a almost like Western with like guns and that and trains and all of those types of things type setting, and that is definitely not my favorite, but I do really enjoy the characters. I like the story, and I find it really interesting the connections that we see in this series. So really looking forward to jumping back into this one, and it does indeed have a prologue. So yes, this is the first book going on to the TBR, and I'm really excited that I've been able to already fit a book on that I need to get on. So far, so good. It's going well. Okay. A 4. 4. Okay. I thought we were gonna land on the wormhole. Wow, my counting skills are off. The first book that I think of, I hate this prompt, but okay, that's fine. Okay, so this prompt of first book I think of, I thought when I made this game that this was going to be a really fun one, that I just like whichever first book popped into my head, it was the one I would pick. And I just find that my brain goes kind of blank whenever this comes up. And the first book that I thought of, like I was like, okay, I need to actually think of something, was actually Shatter Me. And I don't know, I feel like it's a hard prompt to kind of show that it counts, right? I can kind of pick anything for this, but this is the one that came to my head, and I wasn't necessarily planning on like adding the whole Shatter Me series like I did for the last game onto this TBR, but it was the first one that came to my head. I'm gonna go with it. It's not that long, so I'm not really mad about it being added, even though it wasn't like one that I was planning on reading this month. So this is the one I'm going to choose. This is a YA. I think it's dystopian fantasy. We have powers, and it's just very beloved by like OG booktube. So I want to try it out. I want to see if I like it. I'd love to know all the references to it. It's kind of like a pop culture moment that I would like to be on the know. So this is going on, and yeah, I almost feel like I need to retire this prompt because it kind of stresses me out every time. Okay, keep being nice, please. We got an 8. I am actually pretty sure that is good. Ooh, another sun though. Woohoo. Okay. And the prompt is a book over 700 pages. Love that. Perfect. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Okay, so our next prompt is a book over 700 pages. This one's always a little bit stressful when it comes up, but luckily for me, I already have a book that I know is going to fit that, and that is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I don't know where the cover to this one went. I took it off to read it, and you know it's probably somewhere downstairs, but here we go. This is the first book in his Stormlight Archive series. If you're not familiar with this series, it is a very epic high fantasy series that is set in a world where the Alethi are at war with the Parshendi because the Parshendi assassinated the Alethi king, and they're kind of out for vengeance. But this is a war that has been going on for a long time and has kind of progressed into something else at this point. We have a lot of politics going on here. This is a very huge, expansive world. The magic system is really interesting and complex, and I absolutely love the characters in this series. I have recently reread this one. I reread this series in preparation for the 5th book coming out in December. It just came out this last December. I really enjoyed my reread. I picked up on a lot more things, and I think this time going into it with the keeping an eye out for Cosmere connections is going to be really interesting, particularly as we progress through the series, because there are a ton of Cosmere connections in the later books in particular. So yeah, really looking forward to it. I was supposed to read it last month. I didn't. My Patreons are amazing and they give me a lot of grace when I fall behind on our stuff. So this one is going on, and you know what? Maybe it's kind of lucky. Maybe it was meant to be that I didn't read it last month, because I got this prompt of over 700 pages and I had this one just like waiting here for me. So this one's going on. It's been fairly nice to me so far. This is a chunky book to add any month, let alone a month when I'm in grad school, but I think it'll be fine. Plus, this one goes a little more quickly for me than some of the other books in Stormlight, just because it's a little bit of an easier read and I'm so familiar with it. It's the one I've read the most. So I think we should be fine. We'll see. Okay, let's keep this up. I am enjoying the game being nice so far. A 9. I think it's good. I think it's good. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. And our prompt is a reread. Wow, that's not exactly what I wanted, but okay. Okay. We got the prompt of reread, and this one can kind of be an annoying prompt for me sometimes, because I just don't want to throw a reread on here just to do it. But I love it when I have time and it kind of pushes me to reread books that I've been wanting to for a long time. So that being said, for this prompt, I'm actually going to be putting on the 11th Metal, and this is actually going to be our Patreon read for the Cosmere read along for the month of August. So I am jumping it up a month, and I think it's going to work out okay because I can read it towards the end of the month, or even if I don't, it will have been reread, but then I can discuss it then. But I don't have any other books that I want to reread that would kind of be fast reads. I'm not really feeling a reread right now, so I'm going to be just putting this on for that. I will be jumping ahead on my Patreon buddy read of these, but I think it'll be fine since this is such a short one anyways, and I can kind of write down my thoughts or maybe film my thoughts as I'm reading it, and then we can discuss them when the time does come. So this one's going on. It's just like a tiny portion of this book. I know it looks really thick, but this is like the bind up of a bunch of short stories. So the 11th Metal is actually a little over 20 pages of this book. So it'll be fine. I'm not super stressed about that part. This is very doable, and it's probably really nice to add this to my TBR. I'm looking over at the board and I'm hoping that it's nice. Like I need it to be nice to me. I can't hit that black hole. Ugh, I'm really nervous. Whew. Okay, it's fine. What are the odds are not good. I just feel like last game makes me feel a little bit less secure. Okay, I just need it to be nice. One last time, maybe a couple more times, I don't know, but no! 10, I know that's good, I know it's good. Oh, this is amazing. Ah, I am so happy. I am so happy we are at the end. We're to the spinner wheel. This could not have been nicer. The board was so nice to me. Honestly, I think it feels a little bad about last month and how epically I failed. So I intentionally did not count how many spaces we had left because I didn't want to jinx myself, and it worked. So maybe I should remember that. I probably won't. I'll probably continue doing it. It's me. But we are now on to the spinner wheel part. Those of you who don't know, I will spin a wheel of prompts, and then I have 10 seconds to find a book that fits that prompt, or I have to spin again. Or if I get the same prompt as last month, I have to spin again, and last month was free pick. So let's go find the spinner wheel. I'm not super fussed what I get, honestly. I think I can make most things work because I have a pretty good stack of options over here that I didn't really dive into because we got so few prompts. So that's good. Whew. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, okay. Perfect time. Here we go. Oh, this one's kind of hard. I don't have one in mind. I think I'm going to go with this one. Okay, got it. Yay. Okay. Actually turn that off because it tends to like die on me, the battery, because I just leave it on all the time. But I actually decided to pick The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I feel like I've been putting this book off for a really long time because I keep feeling like I need to be in the mood for it because so many people absolutely love it and I want to love it. I want to give it a good chance, but it's outside of my normal like fantasy. So I often will just like put off reading it because I'm in a fantasy mood, which I always am. But I think it's time. It was on my last TBR. So many people were really excited that I was reading it and I want to give it a shot. I think this is a book that I could really like. I didn't love Daisy Jones and the Six by this author, but I think the premise of this one kind of appeals to me a little bit more. So this, premise, speaking of, this is a story about a extremely famous Hollywood star who was married 7 times. She is historically very private, and she has agreed to do an interview with one particular journalist to tell her life story to. I believe there's something behind that. I think there's some sort of mystery going on here. I'm not 100% positive, but people say there's a twist. So I'm assuming there's some sort of mystery that we're trying to figure out. But I'm really interested in it. I think it should be fun. And I can get the audiobook through Everand, so that's what I'm planning to do. But yeah, this one is going on. It's just been way too long, and I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for when I'm feeling it, and I just need to like make myself read it. So this is the final book on the TBR. This is not a mean TBR. I'm actually pretty happy about this. So here's my stack. It's really so much better than last month. This is insane. Okay, I do have Shatter Me for the first book that I think of, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo for Spinner Wheel Perfect Time, The Alloy of Law for a book with a prologue, The 11th Medal for a reread, and The Way of Kings for a book over 700 pages. This is doable. I can definitely make this work. I'm really looking forward to all of these books. I already know that I love these 3, and Shatter Me I think is going to be a really easy read whether I am enjoying it or not. It is a YA fantasy dystopian romance-esque book, which tend to just fly by when I'm reading them. And then Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo I also feel will probably be a pretty fast read as well, and I do intend to audiobook this one, so I think this is doable. I think that this might be a month that I win, which I need because I don't have any more black holes to put on the board and I'd have to make another one, and we all know I'm not good at that. I avoid that like the plague. So I have to win this month. I think I should be able to though. Like if I don't, I think I almost deserve a worse punishment than just another black hole on the board. So if you can think of something to motivate me to really finish this month, let me know. But I also do have a mini Star Hop readathon that I'll be doing with my Patreons towards the end of the month. So I'm feeling very confident. This is the month I win. This is it. I am so sure. Okay. I need it this month. Since this was such a short TBR, I wasn't able to fit on some of the other books that I will want to read. Of course, I'm going to be trying to read this book this weekend. I think it's probably going to be just like a binge read for me. So this one I'll be reading this weekend. It was from last month, so yeah. I also would like to catch up on the books that like have been sent to me exchange for my monthly book exchange that I do with my sister and my niece. So I want to get to The Princess and the Goblin by George MacDonald. And then also I still have A Spell for Chameleon. I don't know why I thought it said Camelot, and I've been like thinking this was a King Arthur retelling for the longest time, but it's actually called A Spell for Chameleon. So this one I also do want to read. This was sent to me by my sister. I'm really interested. I've never heard of these books so far. I'm intrigued to see what I think. So these ones I would like to get to as well. And they're both fairly short, so they might be able to like go on the TBR for when I have my readathon. And then also there is my Patreon buddy read for this month as well. They are still voting. We are currently tied. There are 3 books. I gave 5 options this time. They are all the nominees for the Hugo Award for Best Novel. And the only one on there that is not on there is The Tainted Cup because we've actually already read it as a buddy read. But currently it's tied between Someone You Can Build a Nest In, The Ministry of Time, and Service Model. I'm really intrigued to see which one is picked, but that is also going to be another book that is going to be on my TBR for the month. So It's very doable, very reasonable. I am hoping to be able to fit in those extra books as well. And I'm just really looking forward to the month of July. I think it's going to be a little bit smoother and less stressful than the month of June for me. We shall see. Maybe that's wishful thinking, but yeah, let me know what you're reading for July. Let me know what your plans are for the summer. Interested to just see how you all are doing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.